IVM.
Hello, welcome to Football Twaddle. Chelsea are the Champions League winners.
Thank you for
That's
joining
it.
in. Bye-bye.
That's the story. And joining us tonight are N'Golo Kante, Thomas Tuchel, and Mason Mount.
Hello,
Mount
आवाज आ
from
रही है?
that was Thomas Tuchel
No.
from Mira Road, Mason Mount from Matunga. What's up? and N'Golo Kante from District Unknown is Manav Madan.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Glad to have been the man of the match in the Champions League final.
Yes.
And the semi-finals
just man of the match in every important game since 2018. So let's start off with the most obvious question. Is N'Golo Kante, Yash, the best midfielder of the last 5
specifically
years
his
in the world?
position, you'll struggle to find anyone that comes close to him. It may not be reflected in the league titles and things like that for Chelsea. I mean, I think there's just one.
He's won
Okay,
two
so
league
no,
titles,
then you have to
and
go
he's
back
won a
6
Europa
years.
League and a Champions
cutting
League
it to-
and a World Cup.
No, yeah, but that Leicester title,
Oh yeah, okay, fine, 6 years.
immense. So he's our little N'Golo.
Dude, why is he so humble, Baru? What's wrong with him? He's like the most humble French footballer ever.
He's a man of God.
Yes, he is. And do you know a story where he got late taking the train to Paris from London? So he went to a mosque in London, and then some guys like recognized him, like, "Oh, N'Golo." And he's like, yeah, I'm late. I missed my train. They said, why don't you come over and have dinner with us? So he went, had dinner, and he was watching like Sports Center or something Match of the Day, where they're showing him, right? So why is he so humble? Guys, that is the question. Shouldn't a footballer of his
Maybe he's so
stature have a
religious
little
that,
more ego, Baru?
No. If you're using his stature to define his ego, then no. फिर जितना है उतना ego काफी है.
Saru, I'm just trying to think N'Golo Kante playing against the likes of Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane in the opposition. I mean,
Well, I think
how
you're right.
contrasting. How contrasting would that have been? No. I mean,
No.
we have people who are fighting we had people who used to fight in the tunnels before the match, and we have this guy who's so humble.
Dude,
Yeah, he obviously would still be, going rough into tackles and shit. He just wouldn't stay for the fight. That's the entire point.
Yeah, exactly.
he would just run so fast that they wouldn't catch him. He would run up and down the pitch.
Unless
one
it
more-
was Martinelli, so that was a different story.
Oh God! One more
I
thing.
remember one particular contribution of his in the
Kante,
final match. You
contribution.
remember that one ball which came from Chilwell from the left wing, and he got the header against I think two of the biggest City defenders.
Dude,
where did he come from and how did he manage to get his header?
That was so weird. I'm sure Thomas Tuchel didn't plan for that. Like a 5'6" guy, pygmy, to jump and try and score a header.
This
But
changes everything.
I think that rattled Pep, and he told Fernandinho to start prepping. But we'll come to that. Manav, the more important thing, I wanted to get Yash's hot take on this, right? But I would like to start with you. Mason Mount is a Champions League winner. The amount of abuse he's gotten by a very regular person on this podcast is unbelievable. But now he is also a Champions League winner. His dad is finally happy.
So I remember one of my appearances on the podcast last year where I said Frank Lampard is starting Mason Mount so many games because he sees himself in Mason Mount, and Mason Mount has already won a Champions League. So I mean, it's clearly working the theory. But yeah, I mean, no. Very frankly, going back to just the last week when we recorded the last podcast, Mason Mount has been the best Chelsea player in the entire season. He's been so good, and I think the change of manager actually helped him.
Yes.
After
So,
Tuchel came,
yes, that was the question. So, Frank Lampard saw himself in Mason Mount, but Mason Mount had to kick Frank Lampard out to actually get a real dad to be so good, right? Why is the world so cruel? I'm just going to generalize philosophical questions. Why does
it's
this
very
guy
cruel
not
to
have an
see
ego? Why is the
Lampard,
world so
to
cruel?
see Chelsea kick out a seasoned Man City legend like Frank Lampard and beat them in the Champions League final. So much oppression.
Dude,
But
what
I
about
just
all?
like I just like how whenever Manav wants to say something bad about Lampard, instead of going face first into it, he just says, "Frankly speaking."
It's like, sir, आप कमीने हो. Yes, what do you make of all this British pundit saying that, credit must go to Frank Lampard as
Oh,
well?
God.
Like, he was the guy who made this team. So I actually sent Rory Smith's tweet out to you. Imagine if a foreign manager was sacked and a British manager took over and won the Champions League. The foreign manager would be getting the same amount of credit,
I
right?
sense some British sarcasm in that, and he's absolutely right. I mean, I don't think Frank Lampard should get much credit for this. But coming back to Mason Mount, dude, I mean, I
Yes.
don't remember
And
giving him
now-
much abuse, but I think Mason Mount is like he's equivalent of what Maurizio Pochettino is to management. There is so much overreaction to him on
Oh,
one
God.
extreme, then he does something, then there's an overreaction to the other extreme. So there is no middle to it. Now, the unfortunate thing is that any constructive criticism that we have about Mason Mount, the response is always going to be, oh, but he's won the Champions League, he gave an assist. But my response to that is, so did Wes Brown. I mean, are you really going to use that as a metric to judge?
I'm sure, like West Brown, after winning the Champions League, he flew to India, right, at some point
Absolutely. I
to
hope
play in
to
the
see Mason Mount
ISL. He
very
seemed to
soon
have a
in the
good
ISL.
time also. Yeah, now let's come to the most pressing question, Baru. Chelsea won because Pep Guardiola helped them win, right? Is there any doubt in your mind that Pep wasn't playing on the side of Roman Abramovich, pissing off the sheikhs?
Yeah, I think there was this whole overarching question of the current conflict going on in the Middle East, and
Oh, all
we
right.
obviously now know, especially with Roman's new nationality, the point that Pep wanted to push through. So yeah, it was a very evident, and as a
And
lot
this-
of Chelsea fans are saying in hindsight now, and United fans for that matter,
What are they
that,
saying? Arabs will get decimated
lineup-
anyway.
लाइनअप देख के ही पता चल गया था ये तो आज हारेगा ही.
Oh, really? Why are United fans saying this?
Yeah, I guess it was all a ploy to make sure that Patrice Evra had a nice comeback for Liam Gallagher.
God, whatever. Ben, we'll get to that. But Manav, why did he not start Fernandinho?
I don't know. I think it was not about not starting Fernandinho. It was more about starting Sterling. He just thought that Reece James is somewhere that space between Reece James and Espilicueta that Sterling with his pace might be able to exploit. There is no other explanation. I mean, as to why. Because even then, if you wanted to accommodate, then it would have meant keeping Phil Foden on the bench or somebody else on the bench. So
So that's the whole
I
point.
really-
Just get Sterling out, get Fernandinho in, push Gundogan up a bit front, and play with Foden and Mahrez and Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, it sounds so simple.
Dude, why is he? Why does he keep complicating
So
this? Yes, yeah. What's his problem
we
in
could
life?
sit here and analyze it all day, but only Pep knows the answer. But you know what's going to happen, Saru? He's signed what, a 5 years contract, something extension. I don't know. Maybe he's going to be there, and we're
Extension.
already hearing,
Really?
reading in the news that some 7 players are going to leave, which means City is going to sign. Yeah, so
Yeah.
City are going to
Suddenly we
sign
have
much
this
better
big
players
illusion
in their
players
position.
list.
And somewhere down the line in the next 3-4 years, Pep is going to again reach the final. And his luck is so great that maybe Ajax will make another final. He's going to start like 7 midfielders and win that game. And there'll be hipsters who will be saying, look, Pep was not wrong. Chelsea just got lucky that one time. Today he won the Champions League playing 7 midfielders. So yeah, so Pep.
Wait, Chelsea didn't get lucky, no? He played with 2 holding
Arey,
midfielders and
I'm
lost in
telling
the
you
FA
what
Cup
the
semi-final.
future
Then he
hipsters
played
are
1
gonna
holding
say.
midfielder and lost in the
Like Pep is a visionary. He was a visionary to play with 6 midfielders.
I think
Now look, he's completed his vision and is now playing with 7 midfielders, and he has won the Champions League. So Pep is a genius. You all are idiots to criticize Pep right now.
Just
Actually-
like Just like Southgate is going to play with 4 right backs in the Euros.
Dude, if Southgate plays with 4 right backs in Euros, I think England will probably win the tournament, right? Those right backs are much better than the rest of the squad. So he should just play with them.
Okay, we'll discuss Euros probably next time, but I just saw his press conference. It was so funny, man. Southgate.
Wait, what is next time? We'll have to discuss all of that today.
Okay.
But I was actually thinking of a question for my dear friend Baru, which I have forgotten. So I don't even... Dude, I don't even remember this whole Pep thing and midfielders and all of that. I just got confused in that. But all in all, guys, Chelsea has won the Champions League. Thomas Tuchel is a Champions League winner. And
probably has a new contract.
You know what that contract is? It's a 1-year extension.
What?
Dude, so he had a clause in his contract. If he wins some tournament, I think they'll just get a 1-year extension. They'll extend his contract by a year. I think Chelsea does the smartest business. They've learned from paying off all his managers. Oh, yes. And this is what I wanted to ask.
Maybe finally the CFO is giving you advice for legal contracts now. They're like, bhai, ek saal ka karo, abhi there's too much. It's hitting a PNL and shit.
Yeah. Oh, Baru, this is what I wanted to ask you. Jose Mourinho once told the press, if you give me 11 Aspilicuetas, I will win the Champions League. Right? But Thomas Tuchel has won it with 1. Who is a better manager?
See, I think the numbers speak for themselves, man.
And is Chelsea the only club in the world where the owner and the manager have
Somewhere Jose is saying Thomas Tuchel 1, Jose Mourinho 2.
Oh, dude. I think Jose has done the best thing. He's off from England, right? It just wait till Euros get over. It's like the press will just die down on him and he will do his own thing in Roma. I think.
But I mean, you'll have to look at it in the metrics that Saru is defined now. Yeah. Mourinho's Champions Leagues per Aspilicueta is 0.
0, yeah. And Tuchel's is what? 1.
CLPA.
Yeah. Is there any other club in the world, Manav, where the owner and the manager have met after they won the Champions League for the first time?
Of course not, because these COVID restrictions were the primary reason for the same.
Really? That was the primary reason.
So.
I don't
Not
think
in
that is
Chelsea.
Along with, I think, Abramovich has some visa issues with UK.
Small visa issues.
Yes, he's not able to show bank balance that he can support his family. And that is the visa issue he's talking about.
Black money.
He can't clear the English test, man.
You know what, guys? I'm not sure that Malcolm Glazer met Ferguson before 2008. I've never seen them in a photo together, so...
Dude, I think Fergie was their PR manager. He said, please photo mein dikha do mere saath. Let this die down. I will just be with you on the side.
He's become their PR manager after retiring.
But wo to hoga na. That much loyalty to anyone will have. Yeah, come on. All right. Yash, Manav is wearing a yellow t-shirt. I think that means we have to basically talk about the Yellow Submarines and how they beat this team, this inept penalty takers called Manchester United. Why didn't Man United beat 7th place team in La Liga? What sort of brain freeze? Why?
I don't know, man. It's just...
You can't even blame it on the manager there.
No, I mean, okay, talking about changing your tactics for a final, Pep got it wrong. Guess who got it right? Good evening.
Yes.
From whatever I was reading, Villareal was a passing team. They generally pass the ball around. But in this final, I think he read up on what are United's weaknesses, which is, United can't break down a low block. United don't have squad depth, and United are weak on set pieces. And they exploited each and every one of those. I mean, they had sort of a half press which pushed all of United's players in their own half to receive the ball from a goal kick, and then all of them sprinted back, the Villareal players, into a low block. And they scored from a free kick. Then they made 5 substitutions very soon, while all the United players were tired. So I think everything went to plan. But
yeah, we'll talk about penalty kicks, but it seems when Unai Emery joined Villareal, he asked the players, guys, what do you expect from me, right? And almost the unanimous answer was, boss, you know how to win the Europa League. We are in the Europa League. Just win us that trophy. Help us win that trophy, right? Which begs the question, what did Arsenal players tell Unai Emery when he joined Arsenal, Baru? Did they ask him to lose the final of the Europa League? Because that's the only final he's lost.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think it was more about continuing existing success metrics at Arsenal, which was just the FA Cup or something. So
Did
Europa,
Unai win FA Cup? He didn't win that also, no?
वही ना उसी पे. No, wait, he did.
No, that was Arteta. Because I remember you sending a meme which says
2007.
Pratishta Anusasan and all of that Mohabbat thing.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I think it just didn't work out for him. Or maybe he asked the question in Spanish and nobody responded to him.
But
Or
that's
maybe
why he
asked
said
it
good
in
evening.
English.
Sorry?
That's why he said good evening. So that they understand.
But
Manu,
Baru, I want to ask you one question. Francis Kakilin has a European trophy now. What do you have to say?
Well,
what
he
does
joined
Baru have to
the
say?
distinguished club of people who have won a European trophy after leaving Arsenal, and
Yeah.
that club is chairmaned by Alexander Leb.
Oh, yes. That's crazy.
And Saru, we have a established list of players who left Spurs and won trophy. And with this Europa League final, Juan Foyth and Etienne Capoue also joined that elite list.
I can't believe this. I mean, Harry Kane, poor guy, man. I just feel so sorry for him.
Up to he has given up, right? He's like, bas nikalo. He's given up. There's no
He's actually,
political correctness left in his interviews now. And all.
yeah, I mean, imagine.
Especially with that blackmailing wala interview which you were talking about.
Dude, poor guy, man. What do you expect? If Capoue is winning like Europa League and going, Harry Kane is like, what the fuck? And he did the whole Scottie Pippen mistake of signing such a long ass contract and now he's getting screwed. But Manav, your man OGS is getting away lightly because no one's really like talking about why he did not make substitutions at all, and he made like 6 of them in from the 119th minute to 120th minute.
No,
And the one that was required, getting Henderson instead of De Gea.
Yes, the one substitution he should have made is getting Henderson instead of De Gea. He didn't do that also. Like, did he have massive brain freeze?
No. So the problem is, had he made that substitution, and imagine United winning or losing, that would have had major implications on OGS future.
What?
At United. Yeah. So imagine Henderson came on and United won the penalty shootout. Then what happens? De Gea has to go. You have an obvious
De Gea
first
is
choice for
evidently
next
not good
year.
at penalties. No, why would that happen?
Yeah, why would that be? Tim
Because
Krul then suddenly
for
starts
penalties.
saying I'm number 1 for Netherlands because he like goes at the penalty shootout.
no. Tim Krul came on because he was a penalty specialist.
Why, compared to David
Yeah,
De Gea,
and
Dean
De Gea-
Henderson is.
And De Gea should have gone out. Exactly, because he's nothing
Yeah.
close to being a penalty specialist.
I know he's not.
It's the same.
What fan forums are
We're
you
not
reading?
saying we're not saying that he should have brought Henderson on. We're saying he should have removed De Gea.
Even Lee Grant would have done a better job. I actually agree with you, but I don't have an answer as to why he didn't do it.
Wait, you are trying. Let's go with your train of thought. If De Gea was taken out and Henderson put in, that is the end of OGS or De Gea. Who?
Yeah.
Where does this
No.
leave Ole?
His job would have been at stake at some point of time, because if he wins from there, you have to put De Gea out next season.
So?
You are making a statement.
Yeah, so?
And you are taking the player who's probably the highest paid in your team out of for the penalty shootout. This can be a penalty kick taker or a goalkeeper.
Hey, but what is your point?
No,
you would
my
have still
point
won the
is
Europa League, right?
It was too big a decision for OGS to make.
What the f are people paying him money for?
He should have called Tunis and asked Yasser Arafat or something.
No. So basically, I'm saying he played safe. It was too big a call. Could have had major implications for the.
And so he just decided not to do it, and he decided to send Mata on.
The major implication would have been getting a trophy.
See, honestly, nobody expected this to go to the 11th penalty. Also, I mean,
Acha, so you were thinking that De Gea would have given up after sixth only.
Nobody expected like Dan James and all to score their penalties. Okay?
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
I mean, I have to say that Dan James penalty was damn good, man.
it was.
that was
Tuan
quite
Zeris was very good.
The worst penalty after De Gea was Luke Shaw. Game तभी खत्म होनी थी. Somehow Luke Shaw's penalty was not saved. But this was like the craziest shootout I've seen. Like Yash, have you ever seen a shootout worse than this? Where the goalkeepers are quite like standing. How can you save all of them?
No, yeah, I mean 10-11, it was unnecessarily intense, man. I mean, I at some stage I just wanted it to end. No matter who won, I was like, because it's just such a boring final. What a terrible final this was. I mean, at one point I was like, just cancel this final, give the trophy to Roma.
To Roma?
Yeah, because they at least played attacking football.
Jose Mourinho would have won a trophy even before
he
press conference. The first manager to be sacked by an EFL club and win a trophy. Oh, okay. I think we should take a break. Wait, what now for United? Like, life's continuing, chilled out. Like, what are the rumors going on?
No, there are rumors around Sancho and around probably Kane, Rice, and the likes. But that always happens. Mentioning about OG's future, the thing is the kind of signings and the money he got during the summer, the support he got from the owners. He has done a pretty good job reaching the Europa final and being second in the league. So kudos to him.
How can you say he got out of Champions League final? He didn't even play Van der Bench. Like, he didn't even bring him on for a penalty kick. He got Dan James. What are you talking about?
No. I think he's done a good enough job. But the problem is he's not been able to trust his bench enough. But he needs a stronger bench for that. So looking forward to this summer transfer window. Let's see what happens. Or maybe we have Lord Lingard coming back. So,
dude,
you know what's gonna happen. Ronaldo is gonna come back and he's pretty much going to be the manager of the team. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh God!
I saw that meme today. Bruno was like, "I was unemployed from the Portugal penalty duty, and same is going to happen at Man United also." I had one job, and that is also taken away.
So Baru, the thing about after last week is that Manchester City is going to change 8 players. Manchester United is buying Rice, Wheat, Sancho, Kane, everyone under the sun, right? So. And so Baki clubs, other clubs are just sitting around. They're like 18 players going to Manchester and leaving Manchester in the next 1 month.
Yeah, I mean, even for Arsenal, I think they're trying to sign some pop song called "Oh Na Na."
I mean, look at this. Manchester United is thinking, I'll buy Rice, Declan Rice, Harry Kane, Jadon Sancho. City is saying we'll just buy more expensive players. And Arsenal is like, we will buy a suspended goalkeeper who will go and play AFCON.
Yeah, man. This is why I really hope that they totally do away with AFCON and they just stick to the African Nations Cup. Which it's basically just people who play in Africa, they get to play for their teams. I think that's what it's called. It's African Nations Cup.
Yes, that is your solution to Arsenal's transfer woes. Let's just take a continental tournament.
We need anyone but an African now. I mean, this is so not racist right now. But I think our obvious best player, Mohamed El Neni, might just go off to win the AFCON for Egypt. So that's going to be a huge blow for us. Especially we plan to face off against Barcelona this season.
He'll play against Pepe in the final.
Against Pepe? Oh yeah. Acha, Pepe bhi to jayega.
Oh God. Wait, I think we should take a break right now.
Oh, wait. Before you take a break, I just want to say one thing because Baru's making so many cultural references. So the last time Guardiola won the Champions League was closer to the 7th season of Friends than it is to the reunion episode of Friends.
Whoa.
Dude. Why was it closer to the 7th season?
2001, 2011, 2021, right? So it's closer to the 7th season of Friends.
Oh, good.
My God. which is this WhatsApp group you're part of? Can you please add me?
This is the Friends Champions League
Yeah.
Clubhouse.
Oh, wait. After this recording, let's get on Clubhouse. It's been 3 days since I heard some Palestinians cry. All right, let's stay tuned to Football Twaddle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Cred, PayPal, and Siet. Thank you. We really do appreciate the support. So this week on Cyrus Says was great. We had Meghna joining us on Cock and Bull, Tanveer Taj and Priyanka Jena talking about pets. Huma Qureshi talks about her new television show and her life in Bollywood. And to celebrate 700 episodes on Cyrus Says, we had a number of his previous producers come on board and reminisce. Tune into This Round Is On Me, where Gauri Devidayal was joined by Samir Sheth and Yash Banage. These are the guys who started Bombay Canteen, O Pedro, and a number of other restaurants. Really great conversation they had with Gauri. On The Habit Coach, Ashton Doctor tells us about nourishing creativity and the importance of losing and some micro habits to counter overthinking. On their 75th episode, Ritasha and Rayushi talk to Naveen Richards. On The Note with Monica Nayat, she speaks with Komal Nahata to talk about the business of Bollywood, lockdown losses, piracy issues, and experiments being done to keep it going. On Advertising is Dead, Varun is joined by Guru Bhatt, VP of Customer Success Platform for PayPal India, to talk about how the digital money landscape and the fintech ecosystem has fundamentally altered the world. We also have Thalarate, our Kannada podcast. Hosts Ganesh and Pawan discuss video games, and Sivakamyam Sabatam, the Tamil show where Kavita Jiva sheds light in another story about the bravery and excellence in the governance of the Pallava dynasty. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
All right, welcome back to Football Twaddle. My dear friends, all of them are here. The same guys who've been here last week as well. Let's talk about this managerial circus going on. Yash,
Yeah.
Ancelotti goes to Real Madrid. Zidane out of Real Madrid. He couldn't take the pressure and he blamed the media and the club for leaking information like they have done for the last 50 years. Right? So Ancelotti is done. He's gone. So Everton has a managerial vacancy. Now we have the rumors. This is the most classic, man, that Spurs want Poch back. And PSG got scared and they're like looking at extending Poch contract by a year because they're just too scared to get rid of another loser, right? So they're like, oh, fuck, what do we do? So that situation is kind of like Antonio Conte basically like fucked off from Inter Milan. No one knows where he's going. He's just posting on Instagram photos in shorts by a beach, right? So that's going on there. So there's just so many managerial changes going on. Why? More than players, managers have changed left. Bundesliga has had 8 managerial changes this year.
And this is sort of been a season of change, right? Because Atleti, after ages, have won the La Liga. Then after 9 years, Inter have won Serie A. So
ACR back in the Champions League.
ACR back. So I mean, there were winds of change in the air. So that's why all of these things are happening. But strangely, it's almost like we're back in 2015 again. Allegri is at Juve. Ancelotti is at Inter. So yeah. I mean,
Ancelotti, Real.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, this exactly. People have just gone back 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Like now Allegri is like open to like saying no to Cristiano Ronaldo. If he wants to leave, he can leave. And now you're reading reports that Mourinho is calling Cristiano ki kya kar raha hai Turin mein? Come to Rome.
Play in the Conference League.
No, dude. If he calls Cristiano and Roma win, I think Cristiano and Totti will be held at the same regard in that city. It is that big a deal. So, but anyway, I don't think that's happening because as per my extensive research, Roma has very highly paid players like Pedro Mkhitaryan and Javier Pastore. So, yeah.
But such a musical chair, Saru, and we might, what the news is floating around, we might see Pochettino back at Spurs and Roberto Martinez back at Everton. This is actually like 2015-16 once again.
Oh God, yeah, that we forgot. Like Roberto Martinez. Coming back to Champions League final, Roberto Martinez came out with a statement where he said that Rudiger's block on Kevin De Bruyne was a blatant red card. And he didn't get a red card. Right? So someone asked him, you're a Belgian manager now, so you will have to say such things. But what are the chances, Yash, you think that Poch is coming back to Spurs and Roberto Martinez is going back to Everton?
I mean, why would Pochettino want to come back to Spurs, man? I don't know. At PSG,
Because-
if he like does, if he tries a little bit, he'll get a league title at PSG. So I think
Yeah, he should stay for one
year.
more year. At least he should experience, no? What is it to be
What
a
is
good
like to
manager?
win a title as a manager?
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, guys, because we spoke about the England squad, Manav, that's over to you. You said Gareth Southgate's press conference was really funny.
Gareth Southgate press conference. Somebody asked him that you have selected 4 right backs in your final sort of squad. I think 26-man squad, and he replies, "So I have selected 4 players who sometimes play right back for their respective clubs. We have seen Reece James play as a right centre back in a 3-man back. We have also seen him play as a midfielder. We have seen Trippier play on the wing back position as well as right back. Trent has primarily plays as a right back, but Kyle Walker has played as a right centre back and also as a left wing back. So we have selected the best 26 players that we could, and if I could have selected 2-3 more people who primarily play as right back." So
Yeah,
trying
exactly.
to
Dude, I'm
rectify it.
telling you, he has, I don't know what they're going to do, but I think Gareth Southgate, and we will get to more of Euros from next week, but since England and we talk about English football, I think Gareth Southgate has picked a good squad, and if it means having 4 or 5 right backs, so be it. What the hell? What do you want to do? If you have only right backs, you will just pick them, na? So you play now a 3-man defense, play Kyle Walker in the 3-man defense at the right side, and play Trippier there. Like, at least you'll have one side solid. I don't get the criticism of why you've chosen 4 right backs, because they're all good players. Who will you choose? Some crappy player?
That's true, as long as it's not coming at the compromise of another position. My only worry for England, of course, apart from midfield where nobody seems to be working, along with, say, a Rice or a Henderson, my only worry is if Maguire is not fit, their centre-back partnership doesn't look like, strong enough for me. I know they have Stones, they have Cody and Mings, and I think one more player I'm missing, but it looks like an okay defense to me, not a great centre-back Euro-winning partnership.
Okay, here's a hypothetical, Baru. What if you just like scrap the entire defense and fill it with 4 right backs? What do you think happens?
I think the opposition won't be able to run down the right flank because they'll think it's all booby trapped or something क्योंकि सब एक ही तरफ है. So they'll still try to push through the left flank and they'll be like, I think it'll be the move of the century if someone pulls it off.
Just leave one side empty.
If there's no one there, तो कुछ तो problem होएगा वहाँ.
Ground dug up. I don't. खड्डे में नहीं गिरना मुझे. Oh man. But who are the prominent misses? Yes, do you have any idea in the England squad? There was a list I know floating on our WhatsApp group, but
Yeah, I mean, they haven't taken Van Bissaka. I think James
how many?
Ward-Prowse.
They're already questioning on why you've taken 4 right backs.
I
So
think Ward-Prowse
Southgate can't
was-
answer with fun more.
Yeah.
So the people who have not made it to the list, one is Mason Greenwood, who pulled out due to injury, basically saying I need to sort of improve on my fitness over the summer. Then there is James Ward-Prowse, who सिर्फ Southampton कोटा दिखाने के लिए उसको main squad में रखा था. Then you had Watkins, the Aston Villa striker.
Why is he not
another
taken?
player.
He's good.
Oh, they
Yeah,
have
he's
taken
good, but-
Watkins.
No,
No.
they have not taken
Wow,
him.
that's a big miss.
Yeah. So they have Kane, Calvert-Lewin. I think these are the only 2 proper strikers.
Damn.
Rest you have the likes of.
Right backs.
They have not taken Jesse Lingard and I think a couple of other players. But yeah, these are the notable omissions. Godfrey, they've not taken.
I think when we email this to Southgate that, why are there only 2 strikers? We know what response it's going to come back. There are 2 strikers who play usually as strikers.
But sometimes
For their clubs.
sometimes they can play as right wing back striker.
और Kane तो वैसे ही CDM खेला पूरा season.
Yes. All right, guys, we have 3 minutes left and I don't want to miss out on this segment again, right? We need to say who has been our player of the season. And I know
You guys go ahead.
Yeah, I know Baru's answer.
I gave it last time.
Gave it last time. It is Joe Willock, and I am 100% like super happy with that answer. I think Willock was fantastic and he saved Steve Bruce's job. So Joe Willock is Baru's choice. Yash, who is your choice?
I think I'll go with Ruben Diaz because he was pretty solid. The last season, Man City were leaking goals. He held that defense together, made a lot of defense-saving goals. So I think he's the player of the season, unfortunately.
But you'll go with a more creative solution like Baru. But okay, you actually chose a good player, so whatever.
There has to be a balance, right? We can't all be
all right. Exactly. Okay, Manav, who is your player of the season?
Stuart Dallas.
You don't even play FPL. Why do you care so much about Stuart Dallas?
No, I really like that player. I mean, he reminds me of John O'Shea. Honestly.
Wow, that's another reason to not put him as a player of the season.
I really like John O'Shea. That's why. I mean.
Oh yeah. I remember Manav putting John O'Shea in like Manchester United all-time 11 as a substitute or something. I remember Manav doing that. So, dude, this is just like nostalgia for him. I don't know, man. I'm so confused.
No, I think he brought his A game to the Premier League. So yeah, happy for him.
Yeah. I'm so confused. Who do I go with? Timo Werner or Kai Havertz? It is just such a confusing choice. Should I credit Werner for making that run so that Mount's pass could reach Havertz, or should I thank that Havertz was there and not Werner to score that goal?
By that logic, you should keep Ederson as your player of the season because had he
Saru. In both scenarios, only one player is common.
Mason
Mount.
No. Abhi, Werner runs without Mason Mount also. He was just running. He thought ki koi to aayega. Yeah, but I don't know. Who has been, like, I don't want to say Harry Kane and all. Why can't we? Who has been Arsenal's best player? I will choose that guy as my player of the season.
Joe Willock.
No, who's played for Arsenal, not for
Smith Rowe.
Oh
yeah, Smith Rowe or Saka.
Yeah, I would choose
Saka. Saka is in the England squad.
Towards the end of the season, Pepe.
Yes, I think I will choose Nicolas Pepe because Baru last week said for 1 minute he looked like Messi. So if Nicolas Pepe can look like Messi for a minute, I think zarur potential hai usme. Right? So Nicolas Pepe would be my player of the season. Alrighty, guys. Thanks a lot. And we are almost done with the podcast. The season is done. We have to plan something for Euros, but Yash and I are going to talk about it and come back with some sort of solution tomorrow. Manav, as always, thanks.
Thank you.
Baru, sleep well. And Yash, bye-bye, man.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do you know Tamil? Tamil Puriyuma? Do your children enjoy great stories that inculcate good values? Hi, I am Ravishankar Balachandran and I host the Storytime Tamil podcast. I am excited to share a short story with great moral values every day. Listen to Storytime Tamil on the IVM podcast app, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Feeling overwhelmed, anxious, struggling with too many obstacles, don't know where your life is headed? Well, if you are dealing with one or all of these, tune into the Positively Unlimited podcast because in each episode, I share a life lesson, a life hack, a pro tip that can help you get your life back on track. All episodes are available on the IBM website, IBM Podcast app, or wherever it is that you get your podcast from.